Imagine a land where two ancient nations tried to fuse into one. A union born of revolution, Arab pride, and a dream to defy the great powers. Cheered on by pan-Arab crowds, and eyed warily by the West and East alike, this was not just a country. It was an idea, shouted from the rooftops of Cairo to the minarets of Damascus. But unity is not always peace, and dreams can fracture faster than borders can shift. Welcome to the Library of Lost Lands, where we delve into the stories of countries that once were, but are no longer with us. The United Arab Republic, or U.A.R., existed from 1958 to 1961, uniting Egypt and Syria under a single flag, government and vision of Arab unity. The capital was Cairo, and the president was the towering figure of Gamal Abdel Nasser. At its peak, the U.A.R. boasted a population of nearly 60 million, mostly Egyptian with a significant minority from Syria. Its flag bore three horizontal stripes, red, white, and black, with two green stars, representing the two founding nations, a symbol still seen in the Syrian flag today. The United Arab Republic was forged in the heat of Cold War politics and pan-Arab nationalism. Egypt, under President Nasser, had become a symbol of anti-colonial defiance after the Suez Crisis in 1956. Meanwhile, Syria was vulnerable, politically unstable, economically shaky, and worried about a communist takeover. Its leaders approached Nasser with an unprecedented proposal: full union. On February 1, 1958, Egypt and Syria became one sovereign state, not a federation but a full merger. A single president, one army, and one parliament. The Arab world rejoiced. In the streets of Baghdad, Beirut, and Amman, people wept tears of joy. This was the dawn of pan-Arabism, and the U.A.R. was its shining beacon. There was genuine momentum behind the dream. Egypt and Syria shared language, religion, and culture. Together they could stand tall against Western imperialism and Israeli expansion. Syria's entry was driven by idealism but also desperation. Its leaders were grudging actors, worried about communist encroachment and hoping Nasser's charisma could stabilize their politics. For a brief moment it worked. The idea of one Arab nation wasn't just symbolic, it was lived reality. Schools taught a shared curriculum. State planning envisioned unified industries and infrastructure. Other Arab nations, Iraq, Yemen, even Libya, flirted with joining. But behind the scenes, the union was flawed from the start. Egypt dwarfed Syria in size, population, and political muscle. Despite talk of equality, real power rested in Cairo. Nasser dissolved Syrian political parties, suppressed dissent, and imposed Egyptian officers over Syrian institutions. Syrians felt colonized by their Arab brothers. Economic centralization hit Syrian businesses hard. Discontent brewed, not just among elites but also in the military, where Syrian officers saw themselves sidelined, and Nasser? For all his charm and vision, he ruled like a pharaoh, increasingly autocratic, increasingly paranoid. In September 1961, after just 3.5 years, Syrian army officers staged a coup and declared Syria's independence from the U.A.R. Nasser was, honestly, crushed. He kept the name United Arab Republic for Egypt until 1971, refusing to admit the dream had died. But the union was over. Syria never returned, and future attempts at Arab unity would be far looser, more symbolic, and largely unsuccessful. The fall of the U.A.R. marked the beginning of the end for political pan-Arabism. What followed in the Middle East was fragmentation, war, and ideological division. Arab nationalism gave way to Ba'athism, Islamism, and competing national interests. Nasser remained president of Egypt until his death in 1970, his reputation wounded but still, iconic. Syria descended into more coups, eventually dominated by the Assad dynasty. Though short-lived, the U.A.R. left behind powerful symbols. Syria's flag today still bears the two green stars of the Union. Egypt and Syria maintain warm if cautious relations. More broadly, the U.A.R. has become a symbol of lost Arab unity, a romantic relic of a time when many believed in a single, unified Arab nation. You can still see the architecture, slogans, and even maps from that era in Cairo and Damascus. Ghostly echoes of a nation that almost was. The United Arab Republic was not just a country, it was a dream. But in binding two proud nations too tightly, It forgot that unity must be shared, not imposed. Was it a glorious experiment cut short, or proof that pan-nationalism is a mirage in the modern world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying this journey through the nation's history forgot, subscribe and join us again in the Library of Lost Lands.